At what point does something relatively minor become abuse? M23, F23. Too long did not read. Girlfriend won't stop picking at my back acne to the point that it causes lingering discomfort and bleeding. My girlfriend and I have been together for a little over a year. Pretty early on in the relationship, she started picking at my back acne while casually touching my back. At first I thought nothing of it, and the extent of my protests amounted to me saying, ouch, when it actually hurt. But early, several months back at least, I started telling her I don't like it. A fair number of the times I tell her right after she does it, and she'll even deny having done it in the moment. Today, she did it so hard that she made me bleed and I shouted, so she stopped. A few minutes later she started wiping my back with a towel and I asked her why, and she said, just because. And I said, is it because I'm bleeding from what you just did to my back? And she said no 3 times before she admitted that was it. Like, it's just picking at pimples and it's just a few spots of blood. But I've asked her over and over again not to do it and told her I don't consent, and all that's done is get her to deny doing it, even though I, obviously, know for a fact that she's doing it. I'm just going to add that it doesn't have to be abusive for you to want it to stop. You don't need to have a good enough reason for her to not touch your body in ways that you don't consent to. It sounds like a compulsion on her part. I see why you're questioning if it's abuse, because it literally makes you bleed and hurt and she doesn't seem to be able to stop. Talk to her about it from the compulsion angle, and anytime she starts, get up and put your shirt on. There's no in between like a back rub. Clearly she can't control herself. Don't let her put her hands on your back. She really needs to break this habit. It's kind of gross to obsessively pick at your partner, or yourself, even, until blood comes. Yuck. My girlfriend is obsessed with my backne. And my face paws, nose paws, eyeball paws. The woman is a fucking menace. However, she's my menace and I consent to her terror attacks because I love her and she gets a lot of enjoyment out of it. In return, she backs off and picks her own paws when I let it be known that I'm not feeling it. No one but you should have autonomy over your body. If she doesn't listen to you and quit when you ask, as much as it sucks, don't let her near your back. That means no stroking or back rubs, shirt on or back turned away from her. I would, however, be concerned about her lack of respect for your boundaries. But that one is on you to correct. My ex used to do this obsessively too. It was a huge red flag that I overlooked. It shows a basic lack of respect for boundaries, and insecurity projecting on her part. Definitely needs therapy. You have set a boundary. She is continuing to ignore that boundary and is, in fact, causing physical harm to you. This is a huge red flag to me. It sounds like you know it's a red flag as well. If this is a compulsion, then she needs to get herself in therapy. If she's not taking steps to actively address and work on it, and I mean put in the effort to stop it, then I think it's time to get out of there. You have told her multiple times that you do not consent to her touching you this way. You have told her it hurts you. You can obviously feel when she's doing it. And her knowingly lying to you definitely seems like abuse, gaslighting to me. Let me put it this way, if you pinched her nipples multiple times a day because you liked to do it, but didn't hurt her, what would it be? My F23 boyfriend, M52, used to do this and I would repeatedly ask him not to until one night he did it and I lost my shit at him and lashed out. Massive fight and didn't talk for 3 days, but he got the message. Touching of any sort is not on after the recipient is asked the offender not to. Basically she doesn't respect you or your boundaries and it will only get worse. I've got the same problem your girlfriend has. It's a compulsive behavior for me. But that doesn't mean it's okay. For me, if I feel or see that bump, and it's ready to pop, it's like I can't unsee it. It will bother me a lot, but that is my problem, and no means no. My ex and I had a compromise. She would let me get the big ones before she took a shower. And I bought her a loofah, so there was less backne to deal with. Sounds like a compulsion to me, not abuse. It doesn't sound like her goal is to hurt you. She still needs to stop though. I would sit down with her and lay it all out. Tell her how serious you feel about this and that it can't happen again. If she still does it after that, you have your answer. She either can't control it or doesn't care it hurts you. At that point you decide whether or not it's a deal breaker for you. It would be for me. No. Calling this abusive downplays actual abuse. Yes, it's inappropriate and she should stop immediately, and if she refuses to, I'd fairly put that in breakup territory. But not abuse. It's pimple popping. My God, that word gets thrown around so much it's lost its meaning. It's unsanitary and gross. Frankly, after asking several times and she lies about even doing it, I think I'd ditch her. Your own physical body belongs to you, and if she can't get that concept, she doesn't deserve you. As AR, popping frequenter, I often see people comment that their significant other had a juicy one they didn't get to pop. In other words, even people obsessed enough to browse Reddit all day watching pimple popping videos can respect the boundaries of their significant other when they ask. If you don't want to break up, tell her to stop and get up and move away from her every time she does this. Get serious and firm. Stop, I don't consent to that touch. Don't touch me like that. Right away, the first time she did it. Her doing it stops the cuddle, or even just the nearness. Sounds like a mental tick, if you will. Or abuse, but I find it more likely she has some kind of impulse or obsession. That she must satisfy, sounds like a symptom of something mental. I have no idea what it could be, sounds like a therapist could help. Your girlfriend is weird and gross, WTF. As far as I'm concerned, if you told her, no, stop doing that, and she carries on doing it, she's being abusive. It becomes abuse the very instant that she does it again after you have told her to stop. OMG. My ex did this to me. I was so annoyed that my brain wanted to resort to violence to get him to stop. Obviously I did not, but I felt so violated by him. He would pick my skin during sex. What the fuck, man? Weird and annoying. That's awful that you've told her to stop because it's causing you physical pain and she won't stop. This is alarming to me. I'd give her one more chance to stop, and if she doesn't, I would leave. She doesn't respect you if she won't stop. At what point do you stop allowing someone to continue to do something you wouldn't do to them? Asking her to stop doesn't fix the issue. Time to ask her for a break so you can review the relationship as a whole. I doubt this is the only issue she has with boundaries op. She should not do it, at all. It's your issue. I'd put her in the shower with me and get her to scrub it so you don't have back acne anymore. Myself, if I get an occasional pimple, I want her to pop it. I have a few runaway hairs on my back and my ex used to like to pluck them. I didn't care. I couldn't reach them and I wanted them gone. It could quite possibly be compulsive, but she should not be doing that and it could get infected. If she wants to help you with your skin, she could apply some ointment or whatever is helpful. I know nothing about skin, but you've told her you don't want her to do this and it's likely going to be bad for you. I've done this compulsively to partners before, not realizing, and I soon stop when I realize it hurts because I don't want to hurt the person I love no matter how tempting picking is. I like to look for blackheads on my husband's back, but if he says no, that's it, period. It doesn't happen and I make sure to wait a week or so before asking again. Drawing a boundary and having it repeatedly violated, if it isn't abusive, is still breakup worthy. Show her this post and the replies. Your girlfriend is too stupid to understand consent. You should ask her if she understands the concept and if she respects you. If she's not listening when you say no, that's assault. It's illegal, it's not minor. When someone physically uses your body in a way you refuse. Don't just say you don't like it, tell her she does not have permission to do it. When she does it, ask her, I told you explicitly not to do that, why are you doing it again? Don't let her get off with telling you you're overreacting or any sob story, make her really think about it and answer. Whether it's intended abuse or not doesn't matter. She has no right to do something to you and your body that you don't like. She knows it bothers you and she doesn't care. That's abusive. She's abusive and a liar. Might want to cut her loose.